Features of ERP. So the feature, like the number one feature of an ERP system is a centralized database. So what that means is all data sits in one database on the back end and the server, and information comes in and information comes out of that database. It makes information gathering easier. It's a relational database. So there can't be anything that doesn't fit or make sense go into the database. There has to be specific business rules that allow for data to exist. When we look at module architecture, so a lot of ERP systems are designed with different modules that allow companies to implement those modules when and if it makes sense. So typically we see companies start with the financial modules. So that would be your general ledger, your accounts payable, your accounts receivable, your bank, or checkbook, sometimes fixed assets. Then you get into your distribution type of modules. So inventory management, purchase orders, sales orders. Then sometimes with the sales order side, you see the CRM relationship as well, or customer relationship management. And so companies can decide to pick and choose what to use and when to roll it out. And also some other systems come with HR, payroll, and even more if you have field service management or warehousing. Again, different ERPs will have different industry focus, and that's when you'll want to start looking at the different modules that those ERP systems provide. And what's nice with that is you don't have to do everything at once. So you have a phased approach to bring in the functionality that you need. Integration. So an ERP system integrates all of the core processes and business functions together. So for example, sales, inventory, production, procurement, all within one system. When we talk integration, we can have as an example, we can say, all right, the buyer for a particular purchasing department, they're going to look at the inventory levels of a particular product. So you've got the buyer in the purchasing group looking at inventory in the warehouse. Then you've got a customer sales rep selling inventory products. They're looking at the inventory module in the warehouse. So as the purchaser is looking at the inventory levels, maybe the min-max quantities or what's the on hand, they can then start to buy more that the customers or the sales side can then sell. So you're getting integration between one module to the other. So the whole organization is seeing the same data. That's very beneficial and very powerful when trying to optimize your business. Customization. So some systems allow for customization. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time, because it gives you that flexibility to tailor the system by changing core code to fit your business process. The downside is if you're planning on doing an upgrade, or if you're doing troubleshooting with a tech support person, they may not know that you have custom code or that you have something in place that's different, and that can then cause delays in troubleshooting and going through upgrades. That can also take additional time and money because you have to upgrade the custom code and then do all the testing. A workaround to customization is the term personalization. Some newer ERP systems that are cloud-based have a lot more flexibility in defining user-defined fields or setting up different process flows that can mimic your particular business. So when you're working with ERP and implementing a system, definitely speak to your vendor about how do I personalize the system without changing the core code through customization. Automation is another big one. So this is oftentimes when customers start to plan and get ready for an ERP system. This is a big driver for that. I mentioned it earlier where you can have the system automatically send out purchase orders, so you don't have to manually export out a PO or print the file, open an email, and attach it. The system can do that. Another process automation, as an example, sticking on the purchasing side, can be when a buyer is looking to see, okay, how much inventory do we have on hand, and what POs do I need to place this week in order to have enough product for my manufacturing or for my customers. So oftentimes ERP systems have a feature or a module or a function called suggest purchase orders. So when you're setting up your inventory in your warehouse, You set up your min-max levels, your reorder points, your buying quantities, who your primary and secondary vendors are, and so on. So this process called Suggest POs will actually look at your inventory, see, okay, how much inventory do I have on hand? When do I need to reorder? And then what volumes do I need to reorder? You can also look at demand planning and tie in and say, okay, I'm expecting to sell X, Y, and Z over the next 3 weeks. So therefore include that in the Suggest POs, and then spit out a report at the end of it and say, hey, buyer, you should buy X, Y, and Z items for ABC quantities from vendors ABC. And then with the click of a button, you can review, you can accept or reject or edit and adjust, and then hit the send button, and off those POs go to all those different vendors. So automation is very key when it comes to helping run your organization. Real-time reporting. So ERP systems are great for this. It allows for reporting, analytics, having dashboards or KPIs to, in real time, tell you how your business is doing and if there's any transactions or any steps you need to take to pivot to be more adaptable to the market. And scalability. So oftentimes, as I mentioned, companies will start when they're small, or they'll get to the next level and get into that tier 2 system. They're going to stay on that system for quite some time. So the scalability supports the growth of the business. If you're adding more resources or more users to the system, adding more modules, maybe the volume of transactions is skyrocketing. You want a system that can handle the growth of your business and can scale with you. And yeah, that's a big one, because if you think about it, if you're going to double the size of your business, you're not really going to want to double the size of your workforce. So you've got to use technology and the systems to help offset that growth.